stealing the initial idea. Angry Birds wasn't an original concept. In April 2009, a game was released named Crush the Castle, which required players to fire a trebuchet into wooden structure hiding medieval people. Well, 8 months later, in December 2009, game developer Yoyo made an app named
we got the slow, painful, greedy death of Angry Birds. Now, I thought it was because I grew up. I didn't know Angry Birds fell off. I thought it was just because I grew up and wasn't paying attention. But apparently Angry Birds is cooked. Angry Birds had a crazy run, bro. The original Angry Birds, the Star Wars jaunt, that was tough. Angry Birds Space. Okay, wait. Angry Birds Space was better than Angry Birds Star Wars. I'll say that. Because they had the jaunt where you shoot it and then it goes through the gravitational pull of the other. I thought that was hard. So, you know, let's get straight into this. You already know the vibes. One curse, 3 push-ups. Didn't curse in the last reaction. So let's attempt to get through this without cursing too. Let's go. Let me in.
11, Angry Birds was everywhere. They had multiple different games, toys, and movies, generating
Angry Birds Rio was tough too. I was OD on Angry Birds. Subway Surf is the last man standing. No cap, no cap.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. But by 2019, they were firing masses of staff and
why do you need 215 staff members for Angry Birds though? I get it's a corporate. 200 for what?
Since then, things have only gotten worse. Perhaps it's just karma for stealing the initial idea. Angry Birds wasn't an original concept. In April,
I'm not gonna lie, that's worse than Aaron being the villain of Attack on Titan. That is a crazy plot twist. What?
2009, a game was released named Crush the Castle, which required players to fire a trebuchet into wooden structure hiding medieval people. Well, 8 months later, in December 2009, game developer Yoyo made an app named Angry Birds, which, while clearly being a rip-off, was better in every way. It had cooler, cleaner animated graphics, and different stages, each with different levels. You got
I would be tight!
Points for every enemy killed, and points for every bird you didn't use, giving players the chance to compete for high scores. Throw in 5 different birds with 5 different abilities, as well as a cool, catchy soundtrack, and it's easy to see that Angry Birds was better.
They dead said the joke louder in class and got more laughs. That's crazy.
51 games prior to Angry Birds, none of which saw even the smallest bit of success. Therefore, when Angry Birds took only 2 months to become the #1 paid app in 60 countries,
and that hoe was like 99 cents too or something,
they understandably took the chance to milk it, then make loads of different varieties like Angry Birds Seasons.
I rocked with it though. I like Seasons.
Angry Birds Space, and
Space was tough. That was I like Angry Birds Space more than the original Angry Birds.
Angry Birds Star Wars, helping it become the #1 paid app in Apple's App Store with 6 to 7 million paid downloads. By the end of Angry Birds' first year,
did I just close out my video? I put my tea down and accidentally closed the video.
$10 million US, but players still demanded more. We have so many fans who have asked for the plush toys, so these are going to be available in a couple of weeks. And we're really trying to build Angry Birds into this entertainment franchise. It took only 4 months before that announced 60,000 Angry Birds soft toys have been sold.
How do you fall off after this?
As the game itself became the best-selling paid app of all time. Within Angry Birds itself, that implement microtransactions like Mighty Eagle, which
the Mighty Eagle was tough. The Mighty Eagle was fire.
Allowed players to pay to clear entire levels, with celebs like Justin Bieber even advocating for it. Angry Birds made 100 million in 2011 and went from 28 employees in the beginning of the year to 224 employees by the end of 20.
I hated that. I'm sick of microtransactions. You know what? I agree now with the state that gaming is in now with skins and DLC packs and stuff like that. At the time though, like it was 2000, whenever the heck. Like, I was not mad at having to get a Mighty Eagle, bro. I was not mad at that.
11. 5 months later, they set a new world record. First mobile game series to reach 1 billion downloads. They'd double their revenue again by the end of 2012, at which point they started to face a serious problem. The game was getting stale. They'd made multiple different Angry Birds versions, but hadn't changed the concept in over 3 years.
Sometimes you don't need to change the concept. Like, it's Angry Birds. It'll always be Angry Birds. Like, sometimes, like, bro, build up the company, make your game, and then just leave it. Let it be a GOAT. Like, you don't need to, I don't know.
As a result, in the following year, their profits more than halved, with Angry Birds falling to 59th in the App Store, forcing the franchise to try a new format. They'd release Angry Birds.
I liked Angry Birds, right? You know what? I might be an Angry Birds glazer. I had a Kindle Fire, and I just played nothing but mobile games, bro. Like I said, I played Survival Craft instead of Minecraft. I don't know. That's a pull. To anyone who recognizes Survival Craft, you're a GOAT. You're an OG. Survival Craft was the shit, bro. No cap. But Angry Birds Racing was cool.
Birds Go at the end of 2013, and while this was somewhat of a Mario Kart ripoff, people absolutely loved it.
Okay. I thought this was gonna be a reason it fell off.
So I mean, it's fun. It is good fun. It looks good. It plays well.
Professional reviewers gave it 7.7,
Oh,
while
okay.
people on Reddit called it their favorite Angry Birds game
okay,
and
never mind.
perfection at its finest. Rovio therefore continued to experiment, releasing an RPG game named Angry Birds Epic,
I don't know about that one.
which again received incredible reviews, reading, "The latest Angry Birds title is a welcome addition to a franchise, which hasn't seen much change since its
Survival Craft on my uncle's phone was the shit. Y'all, only real ones know the feeling of. Do you have games on your phone? You got games on your phone? Only real niggas recognize. Only real niggas remember that, bro. Playing the games on someone else's phone just felt. It made the game more fun, bro. It made the game more fun, bro.
inception
My first Sims Woohoo was on my cousin's phone, bro.
back in 2009. Similarly, users said it might be the best RPG title I've ever played.
And honestly, a pretty solid time. I think the approach they went with here really worked and paid off.
The only problem was, these games didn't sell merch like the original Slingshot format. Therefore, merchandise sales plummeted, while total 2014 revenue dropped, and
Okay.
profits fell
Pixel Gun 3D? Who never played Pixel Gun 3D, nigga? Who never played that? Y'all was not grinding with them zombies to get the gravity gun so you could jump. Y'all wasn't doing that, bro. Y'all wasn't doing that, bro. Y'all was not grinding with the zombies to get the laser gun, bro. No, you wasn't. I know ball, nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that. Who wasn't playing Pixel Gun? Who wasn't drawing their own skins just to walk around? Who wasn't doing that? You better recognize, boy. Blood pressure, you're right. You should watch there's a downfall of Pixel Gun? On God, y'all wasn't playing Virtual Girlfriend Pocket Edition. No, that's you, Tyler. Was y'all playing Virtual Girlfriend? I wasn't. I don't even know what that is. Tyler, that one might be you, twin. Hell no. No. Yo, Ty, yeah. I would have kept that one in the... You know, I could delete the original message. I got you, twin. Well, no, what was that game called? Was it called Jetpack Joyride? Was that what it was called? Where you're in the science thing and you shooting the bullets out the bottom? Jetpack Joyride was the shit, boy. You know what? I think I found it. I think there's always a disconnect between me and y'all because, like, I'm older and stuff. But I feel like I was the perfect age for the peak of mobile gaming because I was still, like, 13. But y'all were young but still playing games. So I think we was all playing the same games. In the same, you know, cut the rope. Tough. Y'all remember, I'm a yap. Never mind. I'm a yap. Never mind. Hold on, I got one more pull. Do y'all remember this shit? Do y'all remember this shit? Stop it. Stop it. Tell me you don't, please tell me y'all was playing this hoe. Peak. Okay, W video idea. Let's get back to this reaction because I know the YouTube watchers are mad right now. This is what happens when you don't pull it to the stream. You miss out on the yaps. And then you just have to watch the yaps and not be in the situation. You could have been typing in chat. You could have let me know a game that I could have missed. Tap into the stream.
73% to 10 million euros. As a result, media outlets reported Rovio lays off 110 people as Angry Birds hype fades, representing 14% of the company's workforce.
Why did they have that many employees? Maybe I'm missing.
They try to fix their decline with yet another
Oh, that's horrendous.
experiment, Angry Birds Pop, which was pretty unsuccessful.
Yeah, that's ass.
In a Reddit thread asking out of all the Angry Birds games, which one do you think is the worst, Pop was mentioned many times over. Therefore, they'd go back to basics and put out Angry Birds 2, the
Oh, I remember this. I like this one.
official sequel, although many called it a downgrade
People didn't like the art style. I still liked
from
it.
the
I cursed. God dang it. Okay.
original.
I probably cursed a lot. Let's put me at 4. Let's put me at 4.
The sequel was filled to the brim with microtransactions, clearly annoying the fan base who wrote, "This is a very greedy game that keeps sucking money out of you. If you play well, the game becomes harder and harder until it's impossible, and then you either have to replay each level 10 times or buy gems. The game is just trying to throw you off balance and get under your skin so that you pay more." The official IGN review said the game took significant steps backward for the massively popular series.
Dang.
Angry Birds 2 is missing key parts of what made
Don't tell me they got rid of their whole franchise because they wanted bread, bro. Don't tell, because all they had to do was make a good game.
previous games so universally compelling to gamers both hardcore and casual, young and old. Still, due to its intense monetization, Angry Birds 2 became their highest earning game.
Oh, and they definitely kept. Okay.
Surprisingly, however, that very same year, they'd announced losses of almost 15 million and would fire a further third of their workforce, this time being over 200 people.
Nigga, how many employees did they have?
This seemed to imply that Angry Birds was dead until they'd make an unexpected comeback. Turns out
Movie?
they'd spent the previous 3 years privately developing the Angry Birds movie. At a cost of 73 million, they'd made a risky bet, but with a star-studded cast and a fun little story, the Angry Birds movie did surprisingly well. It made over 350 million from its 70 million budget and put
cool.
Angry Birds back in
I've never seen the movie. I never watched it. I never watched it. At this point in time, I was just too old to care about Angry Birds.
to the public spotlight. People began replaying their previously released games, while Angry Birds theme parks popped up in different countries. Media
that's
outlets
cool.
reported Rovio Games had its best year ever in 2016. However, the gaming releases that Angry Birds was known for was still declining in quality. In his video, I played and ranked every Angry Birds game so you don't have to. Jake
Okay.
Miller talks about Angry Birds action.
Angry Birds Action was the start of using the new anthropomorphic designs from the movies in their games, which I think most fans agree
That looks horrible. That animation looks horrible.
was the real beginning of the end for the series.
Which happened to be the first game after the movie. Similarly, in the Reddit thread asking about the worst Angry Birds game, one user implied it was most of them after the movie's release. Said games included Angry Birds
Good God.
Fight, aka a Candy Crush ripoff, as well as Angry Birds Match,
Good God.
which was described as extremely bland. However, thankfully for Rovio, their older titles were still extremely popular, with Angry Birds 2's revenue growing 47% in 2018, despite it being over 3 years old. This gave them the budget to make a second movie. However, their $65 million bet didn't pay off so well this time. Forbes wrote Angry Birds 2 is worse than the original in nearly every way.
And this is what I'm saying, bro. You shouldn't scramble to fix things. Just stick to the. Well, I'm kind of applying that to myself. That's kind of why this month I want to go back to telling just animated stories. Self-serve. Stick to what works, bro. Like, just go back. Stop trying to scramble and grab bread. Like, just stick to what works.
whilst Rotten Tomatoes critics added a distressingly ineffective sequel that grows less and less interesting and more tiresome as it unfolds. Still, the movie made a profit of $82 million, right as the company was making some weird changes. Despite their older games being low maintenance, Rovio decided to completely stop updating them. Then, without explanation,
Why would you not update the original
some
game?
of the older beloved titles, including the original Angry Birds, were deleted from the App Store.
Why? That's dumb!
When people began to talk about what they'd done, people made compilations stating Angry Birds was dead. There were comments like, "Remember when Rovio actually cared?" whilst hashtag BringBack2012 began to trend on Twitter. Things got so bad that Rovio apologized, stating they only did it as maintaining the highest quality of updates and live operations isn't possible with our older games. In response to the backlash, that announced they planned on redeveloping Angry Birds Classic, which was re-released on the App Store in 2022, but at a price of $1.99 with no in-game purchases. They'd changed Classic's name to Red's First Flight, making it harder to find in the App Store, thus prompting players to buy the newer, more profitable game. This successfully fooled some people who struggled to find it on the App Store. However, others knew exactly what Angry Birds was doing. They got rid of the old ones so that you would have no other choice than to play the modern Candy Crush-esque games. They despised the games that made the company and so lost its spirit. Rovio basically confirmed this, openly stating they changed the name due to the game's impact on our wider games portfolio.
Bro, if you want them to play newer games, make good new games. That's all you gotta do. That's like me deleting all of my animated stories and being like, well, y'all wasn't watching the reactions. What if you don't want to watch reactions? What if you want to watch animated stories? That's stupid. That's dumb.
They further requested that fans continue to bring that passion to our live Angry Birds slingshot games, such as Angry Birds 2.
Shut up.
However, players weren't too happy. We hope those fans can continue to bring that passion to our other games which have been designed to be more psychologically manipulative and stuffed with more microtransactions. Fixed it for you. The drama was so severe, it seemingly halted any future games, as Angry Birds Classic is still the most recent title, released way back in 2022.
They literally went full circle.
In 2023, Rovio was sold to Sega, although this has done little to fix their reputation. One recent tweet expressed, "I very much still love Angry Birds. That said, the current state of it is dog shit. My hope for the franchise is at an all-time low right now. I'll just continue to enjoy what I love about it, but it's sad to see what it's become. Despite everything, Angry Birds isn't finished, as they just announced they're making a third movie, although with the rest of the franchise in decline, its performance might be."
It's very ironic that they have the Ryan Toys Review movie in the suggested, because that's how that's gonna do. But hey, man, hope you guys liked it. I cursed 4 times, so let me go ahead and what's 4 times 3? That's 12. 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, y'all. That was it. Catch you on the next one. Peace.